Today I'd like to help you with the tuck planche progression. So I have a few clients who really struggle to learn the tuck planche, and I came up with a few exercises that might be able to help you as well. So I have 5 exercises right here, not in an order, so literally you can pick any of these in any order, it doesn't really matter. I just thought these 5 exercises are the best, or the best to help me to unlock the tuck planche. The lean knee tuck planche. So that is an exercise that you do on the floor. And I guess the first exercise actually teaches you the correct form and the correct posture for the planche. So as we discussed in previous videos, you want to make sure you have a straight arm, your core tight, and also squeeze in your glutes, and then you're going to lean forward. So this is your planche lean. Now, to progress from this into a tuck planche, what I like doing is bringing the knees in while keeping the feet on the floor. Just like that. So now I'm in the tuck planche position. To make it a little bit harder, what we can do is doing the same exercise, so putting it in, hold it, and now I'm going for these feet swaps. Let's call it that. So what happens here, you're momentarily holding the tuck planche, and that can help you to build the strength that's required to actually pull this movement off. Number 2 is an L-sit to tuck planche. So what I like about this exercise is that you also train your core whilst working towards your tuck planche. You can do this on boxes, or you can do this on pallets, whichever you have access to. I'm going to show you on the boxes first. So pick a box and put them apart, make sure they are on the same level, and make sure you have access to actually lean back and forth, so have some gap in between. So starting with an L-sit, just like that, and then pulling back and raise it up. So what's happening here is you're using the momentum to get your hip nice and high into a tuck planche position. So this, when you first do it, it might be a little bit clumsy, it might look something like this, and then you fall, but that's okay because you training your body to be in that position, and that's what matters. Almost like being a kid and being in the swing. Your body will get used to it, and eventually you will be able to do it slower. Number 3 is a Gymnast Tuck. Absolutely love the exercise, trains your core massively, and also I think that's one of my number 1 go-to when it comes to the tuck planche progressions. So the Gymnast Tuck is quite similar to this rocking movement we just did. The difference is that you start from this position, straight leg, you're really dainty, and then from this position you'll bring your hips up. And then down. If you find this really difficult, once again just use a little bit of momentum, and maybe you can even tuck your knees or your legs and then lifting that way. Just like that. Okay, number 4 is a banded tuck hold. I put this at the end of the list because I don't like relying on the band. It's a great kind of accessory exercise, and it is a great addition to your planche training, but I don't want you to rely on it. I want your muscles to get used to this movement. So to give the most resistance, you can put it higher into something and then put it down, or if you don't need as much help, if you put it in a lower bar, obviously it's not going to give you as much help. So let's say we stick to that bar. You come down and you want to adjust this around your ankles. Around the ankles, just like that. You can put it by your hips too, but usually it works better if you put it around your ankles. And then from here, in this position, you're just trying to do the tuck. So make sure you're trying to be like a ball. So as small as you can be, as round as you can be. You lean forward just like we did. You do it with the planche lean, and then you lift your hip up. Once again, if you can only hold it for a couple of seconds, that's okay, because you're going to accumulate all them seconds just like that. Make sure your shoulders always staying forward, your arms are always straight, lifting your hip, trying to hold it. Try to hold it, and eventually you can just come into position and hold it for longer. And lastly, I came up with this exercise. Well, it's not my exercise, but I kind of came up with it while I was playing around in the gym. Is the air sit push-up on the parallettes. So what this does is you do quite explosive, quite dynamic movement, and for a brief second you're actually in a tuck planche position. I'll show you what I mean. So if you start from an L sit and whoop, explode into a push-up, and then repeat. L sit into a push-up. So what happens here, using the momentum to get all the way back, tuck planche, and extend the legs into a push-up. So your body will get used to this movement the more you do it. And that brief second that you spend in a tuck planche position becoming longer and longer, then you can literally hold for a few seconds. So these are my tips. These are the ones that really help me and some of my clients. Try them, let me know how you find them. Once again, you don't have to do them in this order. Find the hardest that really challenges you, and start with that one. And then the second hardest, put it as a second exercise, and so forth. So for example, in my case, I think the hardest would be L sit to tuck, then maybe gymnast, lean tuck, banded tuck, and L sit to push up. Usually people find this the easiest because you spend less amount of time in the tuck planche position. Hopefully this helped. If it did, give me a like please, support the channel, comment and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.